guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all of the new faces that we have here. I think we're crossing like 330 subscribers at this point, or 340 subscribers. I'm really not sure, but I'm just happy to have all of you guys here. Today I'm going to be filming my March 2021 budget, so if that's something that you're interested in, then stay tuned. I know it's been a while. I haven't filmed in about 2 weeks. I think that's the last time I posted, so apologies for my hiatus, but I am back and I'm so excited about this month. I know this budget is coming to you late, but I did plan my budget at the beginning of the month, but I did want to provide you guys with an update on just where I kind of allocated things and how things are shaping up. So this month is completely out of the ordinary just because this month I'm going to be taking home $11,000, over $11,000. This is a weird feeling just because I've never taken home so much money ever in my life, and I never thought that it would be this point in time where I'm taking home this much money. I know it's not something that's going to be reoccurring next month, but I just never had that much money in 1 month. So I'm super excited about it. I'm a little bit nervous, and it's just because I don't know, I don't want to do anything wrong, but I think this month is just going to be completely amazing, and I wanted to take you guys through the budget with me. So let's get into that right now. So as always, I'm going to start with my March budget goals. And my first goal is to max out Denver's emergency fund. So if you guys know, I have insurance that I've taken out on Denver, and it's a 90%. The insurance covers 90%, and there's a 10% co-insurance, which essentially means that I have to pay 10% of the insurance, anything that arises for accident and illness, and then the insurance company will pay the remaining 90%. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I have to think about how am I going to cover the expenses for an emergency for Denver. So I wanted to put aside $1,250. $250 would cover the deductible, and then the $1,000 would cover a $10,000 emergency. So with this $11,000 income that I'm bringing in this month, I am going to be able to do that. So that is one of the goals that I want to accomplish this month. The second goal that I want to accomplish is to max out my emergency fund. So if you guys have been following me for some time, you'll know that I purchased Denver and I dipped into my emergency fund to purchase him. I know it's not a typical run-of-the-mill emergency, but I didn't have the money on hand to purchase him in full, so I did dip into my emergency fund. So I am going to be bringing my emergency fund back to $10,000, and I'm super excited about that. I definitely projected to have this completed by March, and it's happening. I think in my 2021 goals budget video, my overall 2021 goals, I mentioned that I wanted this to be completed by first quarter, and I'm super happy that it's going to be done, just so I can start to think about some of the larger other big picture goals for the month, which is paying off debt, possibly contributing to an IRA. And the fact that I was able to hit this benchmark in March, I definitely feel that going forward, I'm definitely going to be able to do that. So the next thing is to save for Denver's neutering appointment. I want to definitely save for that in full, and based off of how things are shaping up, I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm going to be putting aside $400, and then I'm going to try to set the appointment for next month. If I get to do it this month, then great, but we'll have to see how everything shapes out with the scheduling. But as you guys know, I went to training. My trainer said that it's important to get dogs neutered before the spring, just because since he's a puppy, he's gonna get a little bit more aggressive, just because women are gonna start to get into that that heat season, and also Denver could be more aggressive, and then he could also start to mark places. Like, he's gonna just start to lift up his leg. I think I mentioned this in one of my videos. Denver's been trying to lift up his leg. he's still working on his balance, so he's peeing on his front legs, but yes, so I wanted to get him fixed just to make sure that he isn't showing those big signs of aggression. He is starting to show portions of that, and that's supposed to calm it down, so I'm gonna be saving $400 for that. I think people have said that the number is around 300 to 500, so I think 400 is that sweet spot, and then if there's anything else that I need to save in addition to that, I can just quickly add that on. So I can definitely save all that needs to happen at the end of the month, well, this month, but I just don't know what that value is, so right now I'm gonna just dedicate $400 towards that. My next monthly goal is to have a personal care splurge. So as I mentioned in my, I think it was my 2021 goals, but I want to just make self-care for myself a priority, and I just want to just make sure I'm indulging in self-care this year. So I'm gonna get my nails done. I might get a massage, probably get like a wax. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna just splurge. I'm gonna definitely look into some spa packages, see if I can do something with my sister. But yeah, I'm gonna try to look into something that is around $200. This is kind of like the portion of the year where like I have a little bit of extra income, so I just want to take some time and just have some R&R and just splurge on myself. It's not gonna be like a ridiculous amount. Between my nails and everything else, I'm gonna try to stay under $200, but yes, that's what I'm planning on doing. My next financial goal is to put $3,000 towards my debt this month. I'm super excited about this. Well, an extra payment of $3,000. So whenever I have like a debt amount that I'm trying to make a goal, it's usually the extra payment, because obviously I'm gonna make the minimum payments, but I wanna make an extra $3,000 payment this month, and I absolutely think I can get it done. It's just really about keeping my spending habits in order, and I'm definitely gonna do that. I hope I can actually surpass that, and I'll talk to you guys about that a little bit later on how I feel like I can actually increase that number. But yes, that is something that I want to do this month. Of course, I don't know about this one, right? So I know I've been talking to you guys about keeping myself in my spending budget for food. I have some additional line items, and we'll get into that in a little bit, to kind of treat myself just because of the time of the year that it is. But I don't know about the budget for food. I might go over it, and honestly, I really don't care. Just because it's a great thing. I actually might even budget $300 this month. I think that's a good idea. I want to buy some additional things just to help on my health journey. So I think I need to get some staples in the house that kind of start up that process. So going to do that this month. So my last money goal is the fact that I have 3 birthdays this month. So you guys know I love gift giving. So I'm definitely going to be giving some gifts this month. So let's switch gears a little bit and get into the budget. So as you guys know, the first thing I budget for before anything else is tithes. So I'm going to be budgeting $1,138.13 towards tithes this month. I'm super excited about that. It's just a huge number, and I'm so happy that I'm able to give back to God's kingdom. That's the first and foremost the thing that I do every single time I budget, just because I look at every single dollar that I get is money that I manage for God. So I definitely want to make sure that it's always first. So yes, I'm very excited about that. I think I'm super in awe in the number, and I just want to hope that in future years that's something that I can do on a consistent basis. So next on my list is my monthly contribution. So as you guys know, I'm on my parents' phone plan. So I'm gonna be spending $40 for my phone bill. I'm still contemplating getting a new phone, so I'm gonna have to give that some thought. I definitely think I'm gonna start saving for it in small chunks and see how I feel about it come June. It may be a birthday gift that I give myself, but I'm not quite sure yet, so we'll see what happens there. Next on the list is rent. As you guys know, I live with my parents at home, so I'm going to be giving them $200 as always to pay, just like to help with contributions. And then next is my auto insurance. I don't have a car note, but because I bought my car in cash. I actually might do a video on that because I know some people have asked how I went about that and how I decided to get an old car versus not financing a newer car. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, comment down below and I'll definitely do that. But yeah, so my auto insurance is $127. Next on the list is food. So I budgeted $200 for food, but I'm actually okay if I go over that this month just because it's a huge month and yeah, like why not treat myself, right? So next on the list are Denver's expenses, right? So I have $40 budgeted for food. I definitely think I'm gonna have to bump that just because today is the 13th and I already spent $30.36 and I also just purchased like more things for him today. So I'm definitely gonna have to bump that up. I think I haven't bought treats and food for him in quite a while, so that's kind of what's the driving factor in that. I do have $15 in rewards for food for the rest of the month, so I don't have to worry about purchasing any more wet food. All those will be within like free, but I'm gonna have to like crank that up a little bit more just because I know I bought him some stuff today, which is fine. If anything, I might just pull it from my miscellaneous, but we'll see how things shake out when I sit down and just crunch the numbers. Next is Denver's insurance, and that is $46.14. Denver also had a grooming appointment earlier this month, and that was $92.33. As I mentioned earlier, Denver's surgery is upcoming, so I'm going to be budgeting $400 for that. And then Denver also had a vet appointment earlier in the month, and that vet appointment cost $258.46. So the driver, for the fact that that was a super high cost, he didn't have any type of emergency or anything, but I wanted to get Denver microchipped because it was something that I mentioned. I think I mentioned that in one of my vlogs. I forgot to get it done because I was on a call, but I finally took him back to do that. So that was like $20 or $25. And then I also had to get him neck guard. I mentioned that in that vlog as well. So he was on the cusp of being 10 pounds. And they were saying like if he's over 10 pounds then he needs to get the pill above. So right now he's sitting at 11 pounds, like almost 12. So we actually did have to bump it up. So I'm so glad that I waited just because the pills are super expensive. That was like the main driver for that cost. I also purchased some food at that time too. So that was the other cost. So $258.46. So the food was actually the food that I said I mentioned I bought earlier. So sorry about that. Yeah, that's actually what happened. So that was actually all attributed to the vet. So a good portion of that was the next guard, and it's really, really expensive. So I'm happy that I had extra income this month to cover that. The good thing is you get a rebate, so I think I get like a $25 or $30 rebate. I already put it in, and they give you like a little debit card to spend, so I'll just spend that on food for him in the future. So next on the list is clothing. I budgeted $85 this month. I know typically I budget $25, but as you guys know, I have an upcoming trip coming up, so I wanted to be able to purchase like vacation clothes, bathing suits, things of that nature. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be budgeting this month. Next on the list is Apple Music. I love Apple Music. It's $4.99. You guys actually might see a new Apple charge coming up in the next few months. I just started utilizing Apple Fitness and I absolutely love it. If you recently got an Apple Watch, they provide 3 months free, so I have it from now until June, and depending on how addicted I am at that point, I may continue to utilize the feature. It's only $9.99 and I think it's absolutely worth it. I've been getting great workouts. I'm like drenched in sweat at the end of a few circuits, so definitely think I will be doing that. But for right now, my only Apple cost is for Apple Music and it's $4.99. Next on the list is personal care. So I budgeted $200 of that this month, and I think that should be enough, but if not, I'll just bump it up. Like I said, this is something that I am doing shamelessly, and I don't care. I'm gonna spend it on myself. So just getting my nails done, things like that. I already spent $36.38 at Marshall's earlier just for things that I needed. Next on the list is fun money, and I'm budgeting $100 this month. I just want to treat myself and my mom to something this month just because she's been a huge help with Denver. Just like I told you guys, actually I didn't tell you guys just yet, but I've been suffering with migraines. I know I told you that in previous videos, but recently, like this past week, I've had 2 migraines back to back after work, and it's attributed to, like, I think me sitting hunched over like while I'm working from home, just because I think my desk isn't the best ergonomically friendly desk. So she's been helping out a ton, so I want to treat her to some things this month. So that is what I'm budgeting for that, and then I'll also treat myself to something as well. So I think that should be enough to get that done, but if not, I'll just bump it up because I do have a little bit of a buffer right as it stands right now. Next on the list is miscellaneous, and I'm going to be budgeting $190. So as I mentioned before, I have 3 birthdays, and I also just have my random miscellaneous buffer that I usually have every single month. So $190 should get the job done. Another expense for this month was taxes. So I did my taxes earlier in the month, and that cost $73.21. So obviously that was budgeted for. I got a discount on that from utilizing my Bank of America discount and then also utilizing a discount from a link. So I was super happy about that because it's usually a lot more expensive. And last but not least is gas, and that is, I'm budgeting $37 this month. So I'm happy about that. I don't really think I'm gonna go over just because I don't really have a lot of travel happening, so that should be enough to get me through. So let's get into sinking funds, my ultimate favorite. So my emergency fund, I'm going to be contributing $1,918.29. So that's a huge chunk of change, and if I'm able to do that successfully, I will be able to fully fund my emergency fund back to where I wanted it to be. For vacation fund, I'm going to be contributing $161.21. And for Denver sinking fund, I'm going to be contributing $877.90. So a lot of money going away into sinking funds this month. So let's get into a debt. I'm going to be contributing $1,069 to my minimum payment for my Mochila loan and $100 towards my Great Lakes loan this month. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, I hope to contribute $3,000 as an extra payment towards student loan debt. So that's just super mind-blowing to me. Usually I kind of contribute an extra $1,000. The fact that I'm gonna be able to contribute $3,000 towards debt this month, $3,000 extra towards debt this month, I'm just blown away by that. As you guys know, I'm slow paying debt, so this isn't really going to be hitting the debt just yet. But it's very, very nice. It's gonna add to that huge chunk of change that I'm going to be paying, and I hope it doesn't get so large that it causes some weird feelings in me to let it go, but I'm gonna just probably keep it completely unattached and just type in the payment. I probably have to do it on camera for you guys, so that way you guys can see any type of emotions that bubble up. But I'm so thrilled about that. It just makes me feel like I'm accomplishing my goals, and I'm just getting one step closer to becoming debt-free, which is my ultimate goal. So here goes the dilemma. So the good thing about having a huge income month, right, is that you're able to do a lot of great things. So I was able to accomplish 2 of my annual 2021 financial goals this month, which I'm super thrilled about. But I still have $917.02 unbudgeted. And at this point, on March 13th, I don't know where to put that money. I want to make sure that whatever I do with it, I'm being super intentional and I'm not just like doing something stupid with it. So I know that this money is coming in, and it's not coming in just yet, so I do think I have some time to think about it. But I think a portion of it I definitely want to go to debt. A portion of it I probably want to put in maybe my vacation fund. A portion of it I probably want to treat myself, but I also don't want to treat myself with something stupid that I don't need, or I'm not gonna really truly want. So I think what's best is to take a step back, relax, and just decide. I know it's like super dangerous to have that much money floating around with your budget, in your budget, but since it's such a large value, I just don't want to be stupid and immature about it, right? So leave your comments down below on what you guys think I should put this towards, how you think I should allocate it. I'm thinking about looking at it from like a percentage perspective, so that way I'm completely like unattached to the number. I feel like I was able to accomplish great things this month, so I don't want to say, okay, you've done a great thing, so just like treat yourself, because no, I'm not doing that. That was way too much money. But also I do want to make sure I am taking the time to treat myself, because this is kind of like a once in a blue moon type of moment, at least this time in my life. So yes, help me guys, I don't know what to do. So like I said, leave your suggestions down below and I'll definitely take them in consideration, and I will update you guys at the end of the month in April on how I kind of allocated that money. I'll be sure to kind of list out a breakout on how I ended up doing it. Like I said, I think I'm gonna probably do the percentage route, so that way I can feel a little bit more unattached from the money. But yeah, we'll just have to see. So that's it for today's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.